sinners, and saints. Dust off those horns and halos. It's time for Alan After Dark.
Bitch, I made some people mad. Well, you know what? I'm always making people mad, so I don't know why I just acted like that was a big, shocking end of a primetime soap opera season finale. Why did I act that way? I don't know. But anyway, it's just incredible how people are so quick to make assumptions about something you've said. We've talked about gossip a lot on the show, and gossip is almost always a lie. What's the old saying? Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear? Or do I have that backwards? Either way, people think that they've overheard something and they just run with their own ideas about what you were saying. They don't have the full picture. I still am amazed at the number of people who will take gossip at face value but won't believe the truth even if facts are presented to them. Y'all know what I mean? Have y'all had that happen in your life experience? Pretty sure we all have. I just don't get the getting mad at somebody over something you've heard or overheard without actually asking the person. I mean, it's a simple thing to do, right? Or are you afraid that when you ask the person that person might get defensive or angry because they felt like since you've known them for 30 years that maybe you should trust them and not something you've heard from some asshole claiming that they know everything about everything? Anyway, what's up, sinners, saints, bitches, whores, sluts, skanks, pole smokers, ass munchers? I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're feeling sexy. I hope you're just living your best life. Y'all know I've always said that I want to be able to talk about any subject under the sun. I want us to be able to discuss anything that is going on in the world. But I feel like a lot of times these days, the pressure to be more lighthearted, to not talk about the dark things that are happening in the world, because there's enough talk about that anyway. But I also don't want to be a one-note kind of podcast either. I want to keep the discussions open about any subject, but it feels almost wrong to talk about something dark during a Pride Month like we have right now. I guess a lot of you around the world have seen several states try to create their own version of a Pride Month that excludes gay people. These Family and Faith Month decrees that several state governors have signed, these fucking proclamations. And they're still going 100,000% full on at the trans community, trying to blame them for everything under the sun. These fucking bathroom bills. You all know that transgender people have been using the bathroom that matches their gender for decades. And there's never been a single issue with a person using a public bathroom to pee. This is something in the last 5 or 6, 7 years that the Republicans have suddenly come up with to try to demonize the transgender community. I know, sinners and saints, we have talked about this many, many times before, but it bears discussing again because it's getting really dangerous. I do believe that the end goal of Republicans, conservatives, is the destruction of the trans community. In southern states where they're taking away medical treatment for transgender teenagers and adults, in my opinion, the sole purpose of these laws are to truly eliminate transgender people. They want to prevent transgender people from even existing. And this notion of states taking away these rights of transgender people, it does actually come from the Civil War days. They knew how evil and sinister it was to own living beings or claim to own them as slaves. So southern states argued that the Civil War was about states' rights to dictate their laws. It wasn't about slavery. It was about the state having the right to create their own laws and principles, etc., etc., etc. That's a load of bullshit, but that's what they tried to do. That argument carries on to today. And if you remember, when the right-wing Nazi Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, the right for a woman to have an abortion, they overturned it under the guise of states' rights. That's why some states have abortion rights and several do not. I'll also note that in states that have banned abortion, mortality rates for pregnant women and the fetus have risen sharply. More women are dying as a result of pregnancy issues in states that have banned abortion rights. Their laws are so strict that many doctors are afraid to perform basic treatment for a woman with an endangered pregnancy. They seem to be okay with that. It's the very opposite of being pro-life, but you'll never convince those assholes of that. To me, the same process is being used against transgender people. I mean, they really did make up this notion that men are dressing up as women to go into public restrooms to molest little girls. But they've never argued that if you look at crime statistics and data, it's probably little boys that are in danger of a man in a men's room being molested. They never bring that up. So it's like your own argument carries no weight, but because it's such a simple argument, they can get away with it. It pisses me off that they really did sit around a table somewhere, one of these foundations like Heritage, and like, what can we do? What myth can we create that people will believe? And because the Republican Party is so full of pedophiles, it wasn't a big leap for them. I promise you this, your child is much safer with someone who's transgender or a drag queen than they are with a member of the clergy. I guarantee it. Write it down. But they have come up with some of the most ridiculous lies in the Republican Party, and they've actually tried to put it into law, some of the craziest things you've ever heard of. For example, did you all know that in the state of Texas, they pushed forward a law that banned kitty litter boxes in elementary schools?
Really? Whatever.
You're probably thinking, what the hell? Why would they even pass a law like that? It's because the fucking right wing was spreading this goddamn rumor that kids were being allowed to identify as cats and teachers were allowing kitty litter boxes in the classroom so that the kid could use the bathroom in a litter box.
Yeah, that's totally believable.
I am kidding you not. And when the guy who sponsored the bill in Texas was confronted and asked how many cases were there of children using litter boxes in classrooms, he basically said, well, there aren't any, but this is just in case somebody decides they want to try to do that.
My God!
He should have been so embarrassed, but he wasn't. He was going to push forward and act like this was a real thing that was happening when there is not a single shred of evidence or proof of any kind that that is happening in classrooms. But my God, the right wing loves a wild, outrageous conspiracy theory, and they will run with it like it is gospel, like it's written down in the Bible. I kid you not. Seriously. In Texas, they called it the Furries Bill. And just an FYI, thankfully, the bill never passed. It never became law. But they milked it for all it was worth, and they used that to promote themselves in election campaigns. It's like Tennessee and Texas and several states passing the laws that ban Sharia law from being utilized in state legislation, as if Christian law is any different. I mean, seriously, folks, these legislatures could be working on bills to fix our roads, improve water quality, worry about true crime issues, worry about pollution. But no, they're going to focus on bullshit lies to distract everybody from the real problems. But isn't that like Republicans, conservatives? They love being distracted. They don't want to solve a problem. They want to create new ones and pretend to solve them. Fuck them. Fuck you if you don't support the trans community, the gay community, and women and immigrants, minorities. Fuck you. What is your fucking problem, honestly? Were you not hugged enough as a child? I just don't know where all the bitterness comes from. Why do so many on the right wing embrace Nazi philosophy? Maybe you were abused as a child and maybe you need therapy. I would recommend it wholeheartedly. That way you might figure out what the fuck is wrong with you. Why you're willing to believe the lies about the trans community, about furries and children using litter boxes. Why you believe that immigrants are eating the dogs, eating the cats, eating the pets. Why you think the orange turd is somehow smart and doesn't have the brain of a butternut squash. How can they listen to him speak and think, oh, wow, genius? Oh my God, it just blows the mind that they could actually claim that he is smart. I mean, I've seen piles of cow dung that brought more value to the planet than that orange turd, fuckface, asshole, lard ass will ever bring. I genuinely feel embarrassed for Republicans who try to defend that. Remember, they always claim he means what he says, and then they'll spend the next 5 weeks trying to explain that he did not mean what he said. He meant what they're trying to define that he said. It's just like twisting yourself into a pretzel to defend what the motherfucker says when there is no defense. He has got dementia. His health is fading quickly. When you sell your soul to the devil, if there is such a thing, you start to rot like he is. And that rot is infecting the entire Republican Party and conservatives around the world. I still can't get over Sinners and Saints in the UK. How in the hell could any of you support somebody like Nigel Farage? Oh my God, he is like, he is just hideous. He's a liar, he's a grifter, he's a fuckface too. But I guess that's none of my business. Vodka, take me away. Let's see. What time does JCPenney open? I need to check that. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, wow. 10 o'clock? God, they open late for a retail store, don't they? Well, this is the one at the mall. Just FYI. I need to get me a new pair of Skechers, a pair that is comfortable to walk in. It's hard to explain. It's just that I will be doing a lot of walking this weekend, Pride festivities and such, and I want to have comfortable feet. I love my Skechers that I have now, but they're not exactly the best to walk in. I'll just put it that way. And while I'm there, I might as well do some cruising, right? You think there'll be a lot of guys out that might be interested in cruising?
Yes.
No.
I haven't done that in so long. It's been at least a week. I know. I whine about it all the time that I miss the good old days of cruising and how it's so different. And I don't do the hookup apps. You know, we tried that on the podcast that one night. I got on those apps just to see what would happen and relayed the information to you. I mean, that one guy wanted to eat me whole, but I'm not really into cannibalism right now. One of these days, I'm going to take you all with me. I'll record live one of these adventures. I'm just not big on doing the remote recording yet. I'm learning, but I'm not there yet. So that could be a total adventure when you all get to experience firsthand what I've done or experienced. Maybe I should swing by the grocery store and see if the Mohawk man is working and see if I could ogle him for about, 20 minutes. Lurk around a corner and just watch him stock those shelves. Sounds like a pretty good time to me. I don't know about you all, but if you only saw him, you would know what I mean. Did I tell you that I heard him speak and his voice did not match what I pictured in my head he would sound like? It was okay, but it just wasn't what I expected. I guess I expected a deeper, thicker voice than what he projected. I know a couple of guys who are phony that way. They have created this sort of fake voice that they present to people. Well, there was this one guy in particular. He always talks with this very deep voice. And I guess he didn't know that somebody else was in the men's room and he was talking in his real voice. And I was just blown away. I was like, wow, that's what he really sounds like? Oh my God. And I guess if you're worried about how you sound and that people will judge you on that level, you must have some significant self-esteem issues that I think therapy would help you on that. But I'm just saying. And yeah, I guess that sounds like I'm judging someone. But don't you wonder about that? It seems like a very big internal issue you might have. It's one thing to be worried about your looks, but I don't really change my looks. I mean, this is what it is. I guess I could try to use makeup and wear a wig, a toupee. I could have plastic surgery and all those things. And it is okay. I mean, I think that if you want to do these things and it makes you feel better, great. But does it make you feel better? Or does it make you more cynical of people, that people are accepting this made up person versus the real you? Or maybe you are trying to create the real you. Maybe you're trying to match on the outside what you feel is on the inside. So feel free to slap me upside the head the next time you see me if I've offended you with that observation. Technically, I'm just thinking out loud. I just wonder, what is the motivation for changing the tone of your voice? And by the way, I'm impressed with that. If you're able to do that and maintain that, that's something. Like on a lot of the animated programs, and you recognize the name of a voice actor and you think, what does your actual voice, the tone, sound like? I don't know why I went in that direction, but Jesus Christ, this is Alan After Dark. It's not National Public Radio. Did you all see that the FBI or CIA or whoever it was released new videos of UFOs? I know it was an attempt to distract from the Epstein files and all the other bullshit, but why don't they just come forward with it all? Are they really saying that there is alien life? Or are they backing up my theory that probes from other worlds are coming here just to investigate us? It's a wonderful subject to consider and talk about because there's so much that is unproven and unknown. A lot of it is theory. I remember the good old days when you could trust the government when they released information. Well, at least some information. But now you can't trust any of it because there's always an ulterior motive other than just revealing the truth. But it still feels like the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Have you all ever watched that movie? I recommend it totally. But just remember how all the way through to nearly the conclusion, the government was trying to cover up all the information, keep it away from the public. I know that the argument always has been that the public could not handle the truth, that it could destabilize governments around the world if we really knew. But I still believe that there's no government on the face of this earth that knows the actual truth. None of them do. And let's be honest, there's no way that the orange turd has been given any actual information that would verify the existence of alien life, because that fucker couldn't keep it secret no matter what. I know that he is this little puppet over here with dementia that is not told anything that's substantial, that there are powers within the FBI and CIA that he can't even reach, that will protect actual secrets that need to be protected from an asshole like him. And I do think that probably the quote-unquote truth of alien life, if it exists, would not ever be shared with anybody in this administration. Now, I'm not trying to say that you should ever trust the government, any government on the face of this earth. I'm just saying that sometimes the cover-up could be the fact that they don't know what's going on. And I do know that there is this belief that the government has to project strength and power, a form of intimidation, to keep people under control. But I just have to wonder, if aliens truly came down, landed, and walked out into the public eye, what that would do to people who are religious. How would they be able to handle that and accept it? It does seem like a lot of conspiracy theorists are conservatives, right-wing Republicans, and if they can believe that children are using litter boxes in classrooms, if they can believe that transgender people transition for the purpose of molesting children in bathrooms, if they can believe that immigrants are eating dogs and cats, you would think they would believe that aliens exist if they see them right before their eyes in the public view. But you know what? That's the one thing that they would reject, isn't it? They would reject what they see in front of their eyes. I mean, they still believe that we didn't go to the moon. They believe that that was staged somehow, even though trying to cover up something of that magnitude would be almost impossible. You're telling me that everybody involved in that kind of conspiracy would keep their mouths shut forever? I just don't buy it. I really don't. I just don't think that people can keep their mouths shut, especially if it's something so important. But I also believe that you have to come with proof. If you have the evidence to show, maybe people then would believe you. But you have to back it up. You just can't say that, I know that was filmed in a television studio in Hollywood. I know that I've seen Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. I know that JFK wasn't really assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald. I know all these things, even though I don't have proof. But I know what I saw. My eyes don't lie. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know why I got on this when I should be talking about close encounters of the dick kind in the JCPenney men's room. Huh. Damn, the time went by fast this week. I swear to God, what's going on with that? Time really flies when you're having so much fun. And this was a wild episode, wasn't it? I really think it was. And I've had a good time. And I'm looking forward to hooking up with some hot stud in the JCPenney men's room, even though I know that's not really going to happen. Shit. That's my luck, though. But who knows what might happen in happy hour? You can never really be sure. But anyway, I'm just rambling here, and all I want to say is, remember, take life by the balls and be real. We'll see you soon.